Did you see that? I saw it. You saw it too? Did you see it too? Yeah, you saw it. I know you saw it. You know what? When people see things, they may see the same thing, but see it from different perspectives. Well, our question today has different perspectives, but it might have the same answer. Welcome to another edition of Q&A for Kids. I'm Mr. Brown with Proclaim Ministries, helping you connect faith and life. Have you ever seen an event, but maybe you saw it from a different perspective? For an example, let's say you went to a basketball game, you and 3 other friends, but you couldn't get seats next to each other, so you sat in different spots in the auditorium. Somebody sat courtside, somebody sat way up in the nosebleeds, somebody sat over there, and there was 4 different seats. And when the game was all over, let's say you called your mom, you called your friend, you all told somebody else about the game. Would you all say exactly the same thing about what happened in the game? No. You would come from different perspectives, you say different ways, you would emphasize certain things, especially if you had a friend that was on the court, you may say something different than your other friend who didn't have a friend on the court, because we have different perspectives. Well, the question today comes from a story in the Bible that's found in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. We call those the Gospels, the 4 Gospels. They were the same account of Jesus' life on earth, but they were recorded by different people who saw it differently and who reported it to different people. So they're going to say some things that are a little different. Now, they all cover the same story, but they saw it from a different perspective. And in some cases, some of the authors didn't even say anything about a story, while other authors said a lot about the story, and others said maybe a little bit about the story. So the question today comes from the story of Jesus feeding the 5,000. Now, in my Bible, there has some extra wording, not from the text itself, but extra wording to kind of describe what you're going to read next. And it says at the heading, Jesus feeds the 5,000. So the question the student gave me was this: when Jesus fed the 5,000, how many people did he feed? And you might say, huh? Didn't it say 5,000? Well, that wasn't part of the text. That was part of a description that the people put the Bible together wrote to help you understand your particular Bible. Well, in the story, we'll find out that it may have been more than 5,000 people. In Mark chapter 14, verse 21, it says this: the number of those who ate was about 5,000 men, besides women and children. Wait, 5,000 men besides women and children? So there might have been more than 5,000. Let's see what Mark has to say. In Mark chapter 6, verse 44, it says this: the number of men who had eaten was 5,000. That's all it says. Well, let's look at what Luke says. Luke 19:17 says this: they all ate and were satisfied, and disciples picked up 12 basketfuls of broken pieces that were left over. They didn't even mention how many people ate. They just said they were all satisfied. Well, let's see what John has to say. In John chapter 6, verses 13 and 14 says this: so they gathered them and filled 12 baskets with the pieces of 5 barley loaves left over by those who had eaten. After the people saw the sign Jesus performed, they began to say, surely this is a prophet who has come into the world. They didn't say anything about how many people ate either. Well, you know what? There's people who debate about how many people are actually there. And the truth is, we probably don't know a perfect answer. I don't think they did a roll call, but there's a lot of people there. And it said 5,000 men besides women and children. Some people estimate there were 10,000, 15,000. Some people think it was 25,000 people that were there. We really don't know. I don't know any way we can find out, but we know Jesus did a miracle and fed a whole bunch of people and they were satisfied. We can be assured that Jesus did the miracle, even though we don't have the total number of people that were there. Please don't think that was a bad question. It was a good question, but understand this: all of our questions, the Bible won't always answer. There's some things that will remain a mystery to us, but it's okay to wonder and ask those questions. And a good Bible teacher like me is free to say, I don't know, because I don't know. We don't know everything, and we're always continually learning. One day we may know, we may not know. Maybe we get to heaven and say, Jesus, how many people did you feed when you fed the 5,000 people? I don't know. Maybe he'll answer, maybe he won't. But we can be rest assured that Jesus did feed those people. And did you know there's another time when Jesus fed people? It wasn't quite 5,000. There's another story in the Bible. Let me know if you find the other story where Jesus fed some other people. Put it down in the links in the description, or put a comment in the comment below. And let me know if you find the other story too. And meanwhile, thank you for asking that question. If you have a question you want to submit, visit proclaimministry.com/questions and submit me your question. Maybe it'll end up in a new episode of Q&A for Kids. Until next time, I'm Mr. Brown with Proclaim Ministries, helping you live for God by connecting faith and life. Peace!